Hey everybody, Dean Benard here with the next edition of Take 5, and today I want to talk about negligence in an investigation. What exactly is negligence? I mean, we all make mistakes. We all have times where perhaps we didn't do as good a job as we hoped to. Maybe we forgot to ask a certain question, or we forgot to gather a certain piece of evidence. And of course, none of those things are acceptable. Investigations have a lot riding on them, and it's important that they're, for the most part, flawless. That's always got to be our goal. But what are the things that we do that take it to a level of negligence? Well, again, it comes back to the fundamentals. It comes back to things like fairness. Right? Has a complainant had an opportunity to truly articulate their concerns? Yes, they've written a complaint perhaps, but have we met with them? Have we talked to them? Have we settled on what those allegations are going to be so that we're on the same page and we understand what's being investigated? And if for whatever reason organizationally it's determined that some aspect of the complaint is not to be investigated or doesn't fall within the mandate, well, that's okay, but let's have that conversation. Right? Has the respondent had an opportunity to, look at the allegations against them, to understand them? Have they been given the appropriate information they need to have in order to answer appropriately? Have they been given time to consider it? Or have they been ambushed? I hate when I hear about, some person is accused of something and they're brought into a room, they have no idea why, and suddenly they're being asked to answer to something. I don't think that's fair. I think we need to be much more careful about how we treat respondents. Have we shared with a respondent the information that they need to properly address things? Now, of course, we share with them the allegations, but what about when we gather information later in the investigation from a witness that is an important piece of information? Are we going back to that respondent or that complainant and giving them an opportunity to speak to that piece of important information? If the investigation can turn on that information, then they should be given the opportunity to speak to it and to provide their perspective. So these are all things that we need to ensure we're doing in our investigations, or yes, we are drifting down the path of negligence, right? What about our reports? How are we writing them? Are we including all the information that's necessary? Are we providing an appropriate rationale for the decisions that we're making? It's all well and good to say this allegation is substantiated, but have we provided the appropriate information to support it? Right? Have we done credibility assessments? And not just to say this person's credible and this person isn't. Why do I think this person lacks or has credibility or reliable, or their statements are reliable? Why do I believe that? These are things that we as investigators are compelled to do. We must do. Failure to do these things does put us in a bad position. And there are many other areas where we could be seen to be acting outside or coloring outside the lines, even conflicts of interest, confidentiality. We need to maintain the integrity of our investigations. All investigations, have to be done in a way that are sensitive to people's situation, that maintains confidentiality. All of these are critically important components of the work that we do. And if we're not taking great care to do these things, then we set ourselves up and the people involved for a problem. So with that, thank you for listening. I'll see you next time on Take 5.